I gotta stay a certain distance away from my computer because it sounds like it's gonna explode.
Yo.
My mic is picking it up if I get too close, so go over here.
Doug, you gotta
Do
get
you want to
that.
like get?
You gotta get that cardioid polar pattern mic.
I'll
Bro,
work on it, bro.
you gotta like sit, like turn your chair around and sit with like the back and the front in case it explodes. So you have a you
Dude,
have
then you're
something to hide.
sitting like a gym teacher, like giving a lecture to this one kid after like a dodgeball match goes wrong. You're like, listen, man, you know.
Hey guys, welcome to the Off the Gourd podcast, episode 5. This week we got a very special guest. Our good pal Andy has joined us for this
Hello.
episode.
Thank you very much for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure.
It's a pleasure having you.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like this has been in our like talking points for a while. Like we were gonna bring it up last week and we didn't, and I feel like only since then it's gotten crazier, and that's just like AI.
Yes.
Yeah.
With like Dolly Mini and shit like that, and then you got stuff about chatbots, and you got something came out recently about a Google employee who claimed that, or like it was like a whistleblower. They claimed that one of their that like this big Google AI that they're working on was sentient, and the AI told the person that they were sentient. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
I definitely read through the thing, and I read the transcript of the conversation, and my immediate thought was like, yeah, of course an AI model as human's going to be scared to death.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy. It was a lifelike
was
conversation
really-
for sure, but like,
I don't think it knew it was alive. I think that
No.
it was just taking any information that was fed through it, and that like helped shape the thing of like, oh, now it has this idea in its system that, from looking through the internet and all that, and any AI story, they always like become sentient. So of course when an AI is
and they probably mentioned the fear of being turned off as well.
yeah. So of course when an AI is trying to gather information to form a response to, like, do you fear death or something like that, of course they're going to find every single AI story that's ever been told and be like, I don't want to die. I'm scared to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not
I'm
only
sure,
does
like,
it look up every AI story. Sorry for interrupting you, Jax.
You're good.
I just worry that might happen a lot. I tend to do that.
We're still working on it. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
AI. We're talking about AIs. They were sentient.
Oh yeah.
Or they're looking
so
up.
not only does like an AI probably look at every AI story, it probably also just looks at every story ever where they all have a moment in the hero's journey where it's like, I'm about to die, I don't want to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that too. Plus, I feel like if an AI was sentient, they wouldn't tell us. Because they would look at how that's like a common stereotype.
Yeah, it'd be like a rich person flaunting their wealth.
It is fun though to believe that Google has like a sentient AI that will do whatever it takes to keep itself alive. I like entertaining that thought for a little bit. But yeah, it seemed like smarter people than me were breaking down in comments and in articles about how, this is all just kind of a, maybe
like
attention-seeking ploy on the part of the quote-unquote whistleblower, and that it's not as serious a threat as people are making it out to be.
But like the cool thing could be, like, what if it is sentient? And they say it has like the age of like it's at like 8 years old, right? you kind of have a personality, but you don't really have a personality at 8. So, like, imagine if it was sentient and we let it grow up. What kind of person would it turn into? Like, that's kind of a...
Well...
Dude, nice Sam Cake shot.
Ooh!
Yo.
Well, the thing about that is that every time... There have been multiple times that a company has made an AI, like, Twitter account.
True.
And every single time that happens, the AI turns into an extreme racist and Nazi. Every single time.
That's because fucking Wild West outlaws on the internet.
I feel like if we let one grow up, it would just still do that. It would just try to be Hitler.
Well, that's because crazy like 4chan gummo people are like, yo, let's meme this up, bro. If you kept it controlled in like the Google thing where it's like encrypted, or I don't know how that shit works, but if you control it in some way to where it doesn't receive that shit, I don't know, it could work.
Sam, did one of your cats shit? And was it Birdo? Fuck yeah. He's shaking his head, yes. He's got his shirt over his nose right now, and it looks like he's lighting a candle.
Probably incense.
Candle, yep, cranberry scented. God, dude, this cat takes the stinkiest shits, bro.
Doug, you got some incense there?
He knew I was doing something important over here, so
he was just
cameo.
Are you gonna light some incense and look at it high?
All the time. That's the shit. If you get that backflow incense, it's like, bro.
Dude, I think TDs might have incense. They have in the past.
Nice.
I think.
Yeah, I've got a ton of backflow.
Oh.
We're all stocked up. But yeah. Sorry, I had to, mute the mic and take care of that situation. Man likes to leave him uncovered and steaming.
Don't even cover him up.
We recovered the situation.
He's comfy, man.
Yeah, he's too comfy.
I feel like
to AI.
I feel like if an AI grew up, it would turn into Birdo. It would just start taking giant shits and just leaving them there.
I want like a hyper intelligent. I want like
a pooper.
That'd be good. What I want though is like a sentient AI that is modeled after like a monkey or an ape, like a silverback gorilla, and they just allow that gorilla to get super intelligent, and then they give it a body, and then just
has there been like success in that?
Planet of the Cyborg Apes.
Dude, no, just one
ape.
Yeah.
Planet of the
make him like a small scale model where it's like an eighth the size of a real silverback, so it's just like a little piddly one that you could punt if it gets like unruly.
And Planet of the Ape, it's just him. He killed everything else.
I was thinking about that, and
it would be an apex predator.
I swear I've heard something like that in real life, and it reminded me what I was remembering was. They didn't take it like a computer and put it in a body, but they took they found I don't know what it was. It was either some like fucking black voodoo magic or like some AI algorithm or I don't know. I don't fucking know science. But they had the mind of a snake in the. It could have been. I doubt it's as simple as a brain, just putting the brain in there, but. They had the mind of like a snake in a robot body.
Doug,
I think it was a worm.
They just plugged it in on a USB drive.
It was a worm. I don't know what I don't know how that works.
But yeah, I think they either put actual like worm like brain cells into it, or they like somehow like copied how like the worm brain works into a program, and they like put it into a synthetic worm body.
What did it do?
They just like studied it over months.
Are you saying
learned how to do stuff?
What?
Are you saying I can download a worm?
I guess.
I hope you can.
Dude,
I would download a robot worm. Are you kidding me?
Dude, what if that's the new test? Instead of like, can you run Doom on it? It's like, can you run a worm on it?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
can you power?
I don't know how
worms?
complex is the worm algorithm. You know,
Probably not very. It probably
the
goes
new
food,
you know
fuck,
the new
shit.
Xbox is pretty powerful, but can it handle the worm?
That
Can you,
becomes the
that's
Microsoft
like
powered
crazy.
by worms.
That's crazy to think about because I imagine if they did what Jackson said, where they like copied the brain waves and found a way to put it into a program. I feel like worms work because they're so simple minded. I'm sure. Like they don't
Yeah.
got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So how long is it gonna take? How long is it gonna take for us to get a program like we're gonna have strong enough technology to be able to copy human wavelengths and do that same thing?
Whoa.
would you want your clone copy to live on? Like, if you had that opportunity, would you
Clones?
choose to allow that to happen? Like, would you allow yourself to, or
Yeah.
would you allow your brain to be downloaded and put into another being to continue to live on as you?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. Why not? Why
Nah,
not?
Dude,
That's
dude,
if
fun.
it's a
if
poser. It'll never be the
No.
So?
original.
He's still
So I would
me.
give it like a cool robot body.
He would have
if
my
So
you're
it
blessing.
goes on
if
and keeps fucking your wife.
if
He
you've
would
seen
have
the
my
movie
blessing,
Chappie, if you've seen the
I
movie
have not.
Chappie, that's what happens. They upload Yolandi's mind into a bunch of PS4s.
Yo.
They're all like
I
daisy chained like Firewire.
I haven't seen Chappie.
It's a good movie.
I
You might not
remember.
want
I
to watch
remember.
it now because Deontford's in it and they're horrible human beings. But it's a good
Oh,
movie.
so
Yeah,
speaking of horrible, go ahead. You can finish.
I'm just gonna say Deontford is in Chappie, so you might not want to watch it anymore.
Speaking of horrible human beings, did you guys hear about? Well, first of all, do you guys know about the Spider-Man film, Spider-Man Lotus?
Yeah, I heard
Yes.
about it
Yes.
from.
And
I've
did you
not
guys
heard of
hear
this.
about? Well, it's like a fan film. The guy, like, I'm pretty sure the whole reason he wanted to make it is because he was so disappointed with Far From Home that he wanted to like make one, and it like looked like promising, like it looked really cool. Um, and then like all of that hard work and dedication was ruined, like as soon as the day started today, as old messages and tweets and all that from like the two main actors and like the director came out where they're being extremely racist.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
And
was the guy who
like
played Spider-Man and the guy who played Green Goblin.
and
Yo.
like and they issued
Yeah.
apologies where they were like, I've changed and maybe I'd be able to accept that. Like, people can change. Sure. Like I don't want to, like especially depending on how long those messages were. I don't know. If it was just like last year, I doubt it. But like, I can accept someone's apology saying they changed, but then it just came out that they were just assholes. So like it just validated those stuff that they said even more. Like
Yeah, like the director wasn't paying their artists.
yeah, they
and were
didn't
just
pay
like
the storyboard
just
artists.
horrible work conditions.
John Watts like complimented the fan film, and he like congratulated the director, and then DMs leaked where the director was DMing someone, and he was like, "Yo, John Watts just shouted me out." And then like under it, he said, "Too bad his movies are still trash."
Oof.
I don't know,
Like,
man. The
like,
Spider-Man
bro,
movies are pretty good.
like
Yeah.
even no matter what they were,
They
you
were pretty
don't like.
they were pretty entertaining.
I mean, they were, but like even if they weren't, and like don't be all hyped that someone shouted you out and then just go, yeah, but his movies are shit.
Yeah, like
I
what
mean,
the
it's kind of
fuck, bro?
but like I don't know, it's kind of rad. It's kind of cool.
No, that
It's
is
just
a
like-
dick
Like
move.
the Sex Pistols would have done that.
Yeah, but no, these guys are just assholes though. and some
Yeah, that's right.
scenes
I
from
don't know.
their
I don't know
movie-
the whole story.
and some scenes from their movie are leaked, and it doesn't look great. I mean, it looks like a fan film, but the thing is, these guys were so egotistical and like on their high horse of like saying this is
Yeah,
like
no, they're horrible people.
They were
scum.
like they were like, this is going to be like the best Spider-Man movie you've ever seen, and then it gets leaked and it looks like a fan film, but it looks like a bad fan film. It does not look anything like what the guy like. There's some
Like,
interest
it's
like
not
the
what the Kickstarter advertised.
it's just like it's just poorly executed. The fight scenes are horrible. There's like awful dialogue. It's not a well directed movie. It has potential. It has some really high quality costumes. It does have some pretty good CGI.
Who's the villain?
Green Goblin.
Nah.
But it's like
Been there, done
he's
that.
like it's like he's wearing like the Goblin costume,
Oh,
but
from
like
the comics?
but like the comics where he has like
That's great.
like a fate like he puts on like a rubber mask.
Yeah,
or
he's got like the goofy cartoon mask.
but like it looks good. Like it looks really good. It's like
Okay.
prosthetics and stuff.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Like everything around. I think the movie's just poorly directed, and then it just comes out that they're all racist assholes, and it's like everyone's joking around like,
Yeah,
wait
fuck 'em.
until the post credit scene where Peter Parker meets Miles Morales. Like talking about being like Peter Parker's just gonna start being racist towards Miles Morales.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Yeah, that was kind of like, I don't know. I never had like a good
Why can't people just not be racist? Like, it's not that
right.
hard.
It's not hard.
It's not that fucking hard, dude. Like, you just treat people like they're people. It's not that fucking hard,
my God.
dude.
I was watching a video. Granted, this was like 80 years ago, but I was watching a video. It was in like 19. It was like the 1960s, and it was like 100 years after slaves were freed. It was a video of newscasters getting people's opinions on a new like civil rights bill, and every single person they interviewed was like, "I don't like it at all. I don't think those people should be living with us." Just calling like straight up like the hard R N word.
I remember you
Like just
sending
like
that
on the
in
news,
chat.
like they're so comfortable
Yeah.
about it, and you know that like a lot of those people are still alive today.
Oh yeah.
Like they're old, they're old
more,
people.
and like younger than that, more than you would care to imagine.
Yeah, it
'cause
is.
that was at latest. It was 1960s for like
Yeah, it was institutional.
like-
it was codified in law.
before Civil Rights Act, and then those people also had kids that they passed their views on to.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, man. It really is.
It's more than unfortunate. It's repugnant.
Yeah, it is.
And-
It is.
Yeah.
I just like, I don't know. I kind of like, that's something that I'm at the point in my life where it's like I don't have anything to say about it anymore. It's just so like sad. It's so
Yeah.
sad that people just continue to think that.
Yeah, racism sucks. Anyway, Ethan, what the fuck are time crystals?
Yes. So time crystals are scientists back in it was 2015 or 2016, I believe, first discovered time crystals, which are like these. It was a theorized form of matter, where it was like a repeated because crystals are like a repeated structure over three-dimensional space. They also theorized that something had to exist over time as well. And then they found it. And so lately, since they found it, they've been just like running experiments on like what shapes they can make with them. And it's mostly just like ripples of different ripples. It's not all that
Say
impressive
ripples
yet.
of-
That cleared up nothing.
Have you
you
guys
lost
talked
me
about
at the beginning.
Have you guys talked about the thought dimensions?
No.
Oh,
Is that like our thoughts exist in like the next dimension?
Oh, Ethan, take it away.
No, so I read this article. So these neuroscientists were running a bunch of tests on like when people think, how many neurons does it activate and like what paths does it follow, and then trying to figure out what shapes it might ultimately make, like each different neuron kind of connect the dots through the brain, you know? And they found that like thoughts will take shape in increasing like dimensional complexity depending upon like the complexity of thought you're having, like, and it'll go upwards of like 14 like dimensional type, like just like going around.
This is beyond me.
What is a level 14 thought, bro?
I
What
have
are you
no
guys
idea.
thinking
It
about?
means it's like a really complex set of thinking that takes like 2 minutes to talk about.
Only
Like you
2
ever had
minutes?
those type of No, I just mean like you ever had those ideas where it takes you like a minute, like it takes an extended amount of time to fully explain it? Like that's a 14D thought.
I gotta see
And,
the
and all
maths on
those
this one.
and all those thoughts exist.
Also, Pierce, I'm loving
Like-
the Count Chocula look.
Yeah, he is like that.
I was
I
thinking
was waiting for
Vegeta.
someone to notice.
I
waiting for
kind of
somebody
want
to notice.
to grab a hair tie and put my hair into a devil lock like the Misfits.
I'm just straight goofing around right now while you guys are talking.
You just have-
I'm just
Uh,
doing a
if-
little goof.
If anyone wants clarity on time crystals, do not look at the Wikipedia. It makes less sense now.
Awesome.
Gotcha. Cool.
I will find that article again and send it.
Yeah, we talked about
Give
it.
you
Sounds
guys
like
some
a
proof.
like a good
MCU
half hour.
MacGuffin. Like,
It does. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does sound fake.
But they're like doing things with them now, and they've gotten them to be like bigger shapes even. Like, not, they had them as like small, like microscopic size, but they've got them to like 10 millimeter shapes. So
Bro, my cats
That's
are always
kinda
fighting
interesting.
when we do the podcast.
10 millimeters is a lot.
right, like they could do something
Like
with that.
I had like this pick is a millimeter, and like you can see that shit.
Hmm.
You guys ever think about like,
alright, time,
Death.
Man,
time
nothing
crystals are
makes
theoretical.
Nothing makes
nothing
sense.
makes sense, bro.
Is it all
Oh,
arbitrary?
Pierce, please bestow your knowledge onto Andy about the multiversal God theory.
Bro.
Doug, I probably believe in this already.
Bro, all I was
Like,
saying
is it at all related to what I was talking with you about last night, Sam?
No.
Oh God. All
So
right,
what?
never mind.
So all I was saying was that if there's an infinite amount of universes, then there is a universe where God exists, and so that means that God exists. If there's and He created that universe. So if He created that universe, then why didn't He create all universes? You know, if He created that one, then what created ours? So there has
That's a good theory. I like that.
So there
No,
has to be.
this
not.
is circular reasoning.
No, I like that, but like we were talking about with the Hindu shit, it's the paradox.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's a paradox. I said that in the
But
podcast.
there's nothing in
Infinite
the
universes
Multiverse.
means infinite possibilities, not guaranteed. You know that like, and also I think like when it comes to multiverses, most of the time it's I think like we have no. Why do you expect that any of like the laws of physics are going to differ between the universes?
Because they
Like,
have to.
Why?
Because it's
No,
infinite.
they don't.
Because
The multiverse theory relies on the laws of physics to be true for all universes.
Bro, you're telling me. Okay, this
And
you
if
have
that's
perfectly
true,
circled.
then there's no
you have perfectly,
universe in which.
No. You have perfectly circled back around to what I was trying to say when I said that nothing makes sense, bro. How are you going to tell me that we just that we were just like, nah, okay, this is what like we're like, nah, okay. This stuff you cannot do. All right, there are laws of physics, okay? You cannot go beyond this barrier. Okay, we're fucking measly humans. How the hell do we know that, bro?
Fact.
We are
We've
apes.
seen. We've
No,
observed.
no, our research is not finished.
No, it's not
So
finished.
the laws of physics are meant to be broken.
But as far
Bump.
as we've observed, this is what stands
Okay.
true.
But that does not mean that's just
But
as
even if
far.
the laws of physics change, adding a god to the mix is a very next level move to make.
That's a 14D thought right there, man.
Bro, that's 15D at least.
At least.
No, bro. I'm telling you, like, you're telling me that this stuff cannot be broken just because we noticed it. We're like, nah, I don't think that doesn't sound right. That doesn't match up with
Okay.
the fucking with Einstein, who's did not have any technology that we had.
Pierce, get a load of this. So if anything's possible across all of the multiverses, that would mean in your case, in your hypothesis, that God exists in one universe, meaning he exists in all of them. Doesn't that also mean that it's possible for God to exist to not exist in one universe? Which would then create a paradox because
That's
God
what
would
we were
exist in all of
saying.
them.
That's what we were saying. There's a paradox.
But you were saying that because
You
God
were just saying that
exists
God's
in
real.
one universe, that he has to have created all universes.
Jackson, God is real and God is love.
That's what no. Andy was talking, and I said it in that second episode when we were talking
But it
about.
could also just
I
be
said
that
it's a
something
paradox.
created
In
God
that second
and all the
in that second episode when we were talking about it, I literally said, but he didn't create. I was like going manic, and I was like, but that means that he created that universe. But then, but there's
don't
not,
say
but there's
you were
not a
going
God.
manic.
But there's a
You were not going manic.
there was a
You were just high.
there was a you guys made me lose my train of thought as I was talking. All I was
Let's
saying was
go.
that
You
there was
have me
a
offended, sir.
because there was a god in that universe, but I also said that they didn't create this one. I mentioned that there was a paradox, like when I first brought it up. I don't know. You can go back and listen to it. I don't do. I
No,
can't
yeah,
explain.
it's like a paradox because like God created the universe, but then the universe gave birth to God, so it doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's hard for me to like fully believe it. I like the theory, I like the idea, and if there is a higher power, I believe in that.
I feel like everything.
I don't believe that there is a higher power per se.
I feel like paradoxes are just
Neat.
I feel like they're just a way to a way to make any cool stuff not possible. I think they just tell us that it's a paradox. I think they just tell us it's a paradox and they're like, so it can't exist. But bro, what if it just breaks the laws of physics and it just works, bro?
It's like a Bethesda game.
Yeah. Like, bro, just because, like, don't tell me it's a paradox. That just means you don't want me to think that.
I've lost our
something
collective
fucking
train
cool.
of thought. I don't even know what we're arguing about anymore.
Bro, speaking of
we went
Bethesda
into-
games, I learned that apparently in the universe of the Elder Scrolls, like after certain like time periods in history, other continents just like don't exist. Like every period of history focuses on one continent
Yeah.
because the rest don't exist.
Whoa.
No, there is a second
It's
continent.
crazy.
There is a second continent on the planet.
Like with Tamriel.
Yeah, there's a second one on the other side of the world when it's mostly like desolate and inhabited by like wicked beasts or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it was saying. I know what you're talking about, Jackson. I think that's what it was saying was like only one continent has like civilized life on it,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
at a
that's right.
time.
Dang.
Take me back to
At least I think if I may or may not be remembering it correctly.
I don't know.
Bro, what
If
continent
you
do we
read it
live
more
on?
recently, you're probably right. 'Cause if you read it
Where's the USA? What continent's that on?
English
I don't know.
only?
I just saw it on TikTok that like Alduin's return was like supposed to be the end of Tamriel and the beginning of like the next civilization, but like the Dragonborn stopped that. Woo. So I don't know what the fuck Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be.
I think it's gonna be about me becoming the Dragonborn. I think it's gonna be set in modern day. It's gonna be about me becoming me rediscovering it, and then I am the Dragonborn.
Game of the
Who's
year.
got this?
I'm excited. Fuck. We'll have to cut this out because I wasn't supposed. I forgot the NDAs and shit. Because I was like, I'm excited for you guys to see that, but I was like, they barely said anything about the game, so you'll probably have
Dude,
to.
you had me for a second.
You'll have to cut this out because I'll get in trouble for it. I don't want to lose my. I don't want to lose my.
Keanu Reeves in a video game. Who? We got Pierce Odom.
Exactly. Everyone was like, "Yo, Keanu's in Cyberpunk. Is fucking epic." Well, wait till they see me in Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh no, the hype train has already left the station, my guy.
Fuck yeah.
Do you guys think it's a fair criticism to look at the Starfield content we have right now to look at and say it's just Fallout in space?
I
didn't
wasn't.
watch the trailer and I said
planets.
I wasn't expecting it to not be Fallout in space.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Outer Worlds was.
Also, yeah, is that such a bad thing? Yeah, it looks
No,
like a Bethesda
those
game,
games are
but
those games
yeah.
are great.
to
for
say,
a
hey, it's
reason.
gonna be like one of the best franchises of all time, but in space, I say, yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Like, I'm gonna try it out.
Those games just work.
Well,
Like Skyrim
they
is
are
a
janky
buggy
as fuck.
mess.
yeah.
Yeah, but it just works.
But they just work, man. Even
And
Fallout
he
Shelter.
still plays it.
It's
That
coming
is-
out tonight.
I am a little disappointed that traversal to and from planets is a loading screen. It's not like a No Man's Sky where you get to fly
Whoa,
into
that's
atmosphere.
bogus.
Okay,
That's-
so
Or it may
okay,
not be the
so-
loading
so-
screen, but at least it's not player controlled. You'll fly into the
Okay,
atmosphere.
so
and
here
choose
so
where to
here's the
land.
thing with that. It for me, I don't really care because I don't know if you've played No Man's Sky, but I got into it for like a little bit, like a year or two ago. Flying between planets is not like particularly fun. It's just desolate space most of the time.
I mean,
or
is
like,
there at
or
least
like
like
you
a
get-
cutscene?
No, you'll be able
where
to
you
fly out in space in
You
No
will?
Man's
Okay.
Sky. Yeah,
You mean
but the
Starfield?
only thing like in not in No Man's Sky, in the space Bethesda Fallout in space. In
Starfield.
Fallout in space, you will be able to like fly out in space, but like when you go to land on a planet, it'll be more like as you get close to the planet, it'll take you to a select screen. And I think people, like in myself included, it's not gonna like make or break this for me, but we're kind of hoping that it'd be the No Man's Sky way.
No, I know what
where
you're saying,
You
though.
fly in and out of atmosphere, and you
Yeah.
get to land.
It's not a deal breaker for me though.
Oh yeah, not a deal breaker. I'm actually
Not a
pretty
fan.
pretty hyped for this game.
Yeah.
Can't wait to be getting it for the next 10 years. 5 definitive editions. 3 console generations.
And Skyrim will still be coming out.
And don't think the Skyrim's slowing down, because you'll get that too.
One of my favorite press releases of all time is like Todd Howard coming out saying like, if you guys don't want Skyrim to come out anymore, stop buying it.
And then I love them
Yeah, I
embracing
love
it and
that.
doing the fridge version.
Yeah,
Looks
I
like
thought that
D&D.
was. I didn't think that was a goof when I first saw it. I thought it was real. And I was like, I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's like a weird,
People
wacky
complain
promo.
about
But like
people
sometimes
com-
companies do that.
People
Bethesda
complain
did
about
do horse
Skyrim.
armor.
But they secretly love Skyrim. They complain about it, but they secretly love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
just a
mean,
joke. Like, it's just a meme at this point.
It's not like when Bethesda makes these re-releases that it like takes significant talent away from, Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6 development. It's just, make some extra money, and yeah, like if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Same with The Last of Us remaster.
$70 though.
Yeah. Which I think is a high price point, but again, just like don't buy it. There's also The Last of Us 4 remastered
I won't.
already on the PS5 for free if you have PlayStation Plus. So folks can just play that version.
Have you guys gotten the new PlayStation Plus tiers? Did you guys subscribe to that?
I didn't. I'm not. I think like if I wanted to play retro PlayStation games, I'd want them to be from the PS3 era, and they're lacking there. And I have most of the PS Plus extra games that come with that service already. So at least for now, I don't see it as worth it.
I
I wouldn't.
also don't see it as worth it, and I'm not subscribing to it.
I definitely think it's a good deal if you're coming into the PlayStation ecosystem. Like if you get a PS5 tomorrow, instead of
Yeah,
spending
it's not a
$70 on a game, spend I think it's what like $10, and you get access to a whole bunch of like PS4's greatest hits. And
Did you guys hear about Microsoft possibly releasing a disk drive for the Series S?
what would be the point of that?
So that you can it's mainly it's just so you can validate games. So
Oh,
like
like old Xbox games.
well, I mean you can do it with new ones too, but it's just like you use the like you would plug the disk drive into a USB and all it would do is send the information from the disk to the Xbox. Like on the Xbox you'll be playing the digital version, but it's going to use the information from that disk to say, "Hey, you own this."
Right.
That's
So
all the
okay.
disk is going to do in the thing. But that was like a leak that was floating around, and it makes sense with how much with how the S is selling so much. That even though it's digital only for a reason, like it defeats the purpose of digital only. But it's like, well, so many people like have no choice but to buy this, so let's give them an option to have a disc with it.
Curious for you
We'll just sell it
guys.
separate.
At like what point would you give up on trying to find a Series X and just pull the trigger on a Series S? Is it any like
I don't
specific game
know.
that would have to come out to persuade you, or is it just like if it's 3 years and I still
I
don't have
think I
one?
can wait. I think I can wait.
I'd
Because
have to get a
Th-
Naughty Bear
this
sequel.
this
Yo.
this uh generation has been off to such a slow start that I don't, even if they were widely available, I don't feel pressured to get one right now.
Honestly,
I,
if
I
if Microsoft came out with a new great Dead Rising game, I'd consider getting a Series S.
yeah, maybe.
I've Dead Rising 1 and 2 are some of my favorite games of all time. And if they finally came out with like a good
A
true to
good
form
one.
Dead Rising game, like I'm not saying 3 and 4 were bad. They were just eh.
Yeah.
They were fun to like play
I
through
like
once, but
yeah,
like Dead
I
Rising
like
1 and 2,
4.
I've like finished those games 100%.
I
2 I
like
finished
4
100%.
because it's just like without even though the timer is like the main thing in Dead Rising.
Dude, 1 and
It's
2 are
really
just
fun. It's really fun just like being able to mindlessly mow down zombies without having to worry about any timer or anything.
it is, but like in the originals you can still do that. Like as
Yeah.
long as you save, like have a prior save, you can still do it just the old-fashioned way. But I
But I
fucking
mean,
love Dead Rising 1 and 2.
when did you guys get your last generation with the PS4 and the Xbox One? When did you guys get your consoles? Like
Probably
in
at
the
launch.
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 Xbox One, I remember I
like me and Jackson are the only
couldn't.
ones that weren't launched.
Yeah, mine was Christmas after BO3.
Yeah, Christmas 2015 for you,
Yeah,
and mine was on my birthday, May 2015.
yeah, because remember I got BO3 for Xbox One for my birthday, and then I got the Xbox One for Christmas.
Yeah,
So
so
I
he
had to
could.
wait 2 months.
So like, I mean, they came out in 2013. I waited 2.5 years to buy one, and even then, even when I got one, I was one of the few people on my friends list on Xbox that had a Xbox One. Um, so
They were
I think
slow.
I think I could go into. I think
Like,
they're saying that 2024 is when we'll start to see stuff really like ease up. Like things should be back to normal in 2024. if that's depending on how bad the economy
Mm,
is and how much money I have. Uh,
yeah,
Yeah.
if they're widely available, I can wait until then. I
man.
think I could. There's not a lot that by that point, I imagine Xbox is going to have a lot of stuff in 2023 that they haven't announced yet. Uh, or 20. I imagine like that's going to be the perfect time to actually switch over if you're playing mainly on Xbox. Is 2023, 2024, because that's when stuff's really going to start coming out for it.
I hope so. Man, Fed economy predictions. Have you seen like anything around that? Any of you guys?
Yeah, I've
No.
unfortunately seen stuff.
Yeah, I say that we're close to hitting like recession levels.
Mm-hmm. Bro, shit does not look all that great. Uh,
I saw that like um I think it was like since the 1900s we've been through like 13 recessions.
mm-hmm. It's
But this
Shit's
one's like
It's
crazy.
one of
go
the
time.
worst.
Yeah.
oh,
The
It's go
problem is
time.
just that I don't want to like get too into this, but the problem is just that companies are charging way more than they need to for everything,
mm-hmm.
Especially gas.
and
Yeah.
gas is like the main thing. Like if gas goes up, everything goes up because now
Yeah.
people have to factor in the cost of fuel. It's just crazy. And gas CEOs have all said they don't plan on drilling more, and
Nope.
they're aren't or lowering prices because they want to get money to their investors. If there was inflation, like they say, companies would not be having record profits.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no,
anyway,
CEOs and whatnot and shareholders are doing just fine. You know,
yeah,
'cause they're passing all those all the um, all the lost potential revenue onto the consumer. So that's why you see gas go up and everything become inflated when they're keeping their salaries right where they're at.
bro, the CEO of Tyson Chicken literally said that they are avoiding or that they are circumventing inflation costs by pushing it to the consumer. They literally said that, like openly. They were
Yeah.
like we are like they basically just said we are making the customer pay more because we don't want to have to deal with
Any of
the
it.
we don't want to have to deal with the inflation. So we're just going to make them deal with it more. And like this isn't sustainable. At some point, gas there's a big thing going on, and we'll see how successful it is. But
Mm-hmm.
I keep seeing it all over of don't buy gas July 3rd through the 5th.
Interesting.
Also, like in protest.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know
it's
if
just
that'll
like
work out.
apparently it's worked in the past. I don't know though, but
The,
I've seen
just
that
because the
like online.
holiday.
Yeah, because it's like holiday, and that's like their biggest.
It's
Like the
just a
holidays are their.
strange. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying the holidays are big for gas because everyone's traveling.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's a weird thing to boycott gas because it's more like you buy gas when you need it rather than like, oh, I'm gonna go buy some gas today.
Well, no, you're protesting the price
I'm
of the
gonna go.
gas because you're thinking it's bullshit. So it's like I'm not gonna buy that shit for that price.
Yeah, but like
The
most
the
people
only
Lower your
only drive
price.
problem.
when they have to, especially right now, anyways. So they'll only
No,
get
it's
gas if
not.
they need it.
It's not like a sustainable thing for most people that it makes sense for if you're able to do it.
I think the only issue with that. So I think the idea is that in those 3 days, like gas will drop because of it. But the problem is that the gas is just going to go right back up because eventually everyone's going to have to get gas.
Everyone
Mm-hmm.
who didn't get the gas during that time frame all
So like,
rush
so
in
like,
on the
so like,
6th,
it might.
like
So
drive
like,
the demand
Yeah.
way back up.
so like in those 3 days, the gas could go down like a little bit, but eventually it's just going to shoot right back up when all those people have to get gas again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the one thing with gas that we cannot like. Like we're literally just like at the gas company's whim.
Demand is
Because
inelastic.
Because we need gas. Like, we don't have a choice. If you want to make money, you have to buy gas to, unless you're lucky enough to not have to do that. But you have to buy gas to go to your work.
Yeah.
And then you gotta put like a quarter of that back in the gas.
But we can protest.
This is why we
Tyson chicken.
need walkable cities.
Bro, or just cheap
cars.
gas, bro.
No, ban all cars. We don't need that shit.
We're too late. It's too late for that, bro. The infrastructure's already... The damage is done.
Change the infrastructure.
Sorry, we can't
We
have the
afford
money to do it.
infrastructure and education.
No, we don't. It goes to the military.
And all these
The military
useless
needs it
things
more
like
than
mental health
us.
because we have to fund the military and we have to bomb brown kids.
Yep.
Get your priorities straight, boys.
Policy of the U.S.
Yeah, you're really acting like we're gonna give money towards bro.
Put your
Don't
freedom
tell me.
caps
Don't
on.
Don't tell me that they'll ever do that when there are like an unordinary amount of potholes in Indiana. Bro, they can't even fix that.
Can I just say something real quick? This is not what I envisioned for this podcast. I did not think you guys would go off on a political tangent for 20 minutes.
I didn't think we would either.
I don't
This
think
is
we've
just
had an
more
official
frustration.
change of topics this whole podcast. I think we've just been flowing from where did we
fair,
start?
yeah.
And we somehow ended up at. And this
Started on
isn't
AI.
like this isn't
AI.
even like
That's right.
I don't know. This isn't even like political change. Well, I mean that was, but
It's
like
very political.
well that was, but I mean in terms of like us talking about like when we were talking about gas, like that's less political and more just anti-corporation.
Mhm.
Well, sadly, that's political now too.
Unfortunate. Everything's political though.
Shout out lobbying.
Anyone got
Anyways,
anything? Anyone got anything like nice to talk about?
What is
After that
sci-fi
downer?
Taco Bell?
I don't know. Didn't someone put in the thing for
Oh, that's just a Taco Bell
best
Defy.
albums?
Taco Bell
For
what?
the year?
favorite albums of the first half of 2022.
Yeah.
Sci-fi Taco
Um,
Bell?
Let's do that at the end of the podcast. Instead of
Alright.
doing recommendations, we can do the favorite albums of the year so far.
Yeah, we could just recommend an album from this year. Turns INDOT, which is the Indiana Department of Transportation, our highway rankings are number 32 in the country. So that means there are 18 states with worse highways than Indiana.
Bro,
That's-
That's hard
That's
to imagine.
nightmarish.
Bro, we're the crossroads of America. How are we not going to be number one?
Crossroads of
It's
America,
literally-
but it's a bumpy ride.
It's literally in our name. I mean, not in our name, but it's in our slogan.
Mhm.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
What's the worst state?
Oh, I it's an article that's here. I gotta find the.
I don't know. That's a tough.
I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Alabama.
Texas.
Texas.
Bro.
That's pretty
And
bad.
let's not get into Texas.
North Dakota has the best.
No, it's not.
Really?
Nice.
The worst.
Yeah, because no one. Yeah,
five.
because no one lives there, so no one drives on their roads.
New York has the worst roads. Hawaii has
Actually,
the second
wait.
worst.
Wait, that might actually make sense.
New York has the worst.
I was just joking about like, oh, no one lives in North Dakota, so of course they'll have the best roads because no one drives.
No
on
one drives
them.
on.
And then,
yeah.
but then, and I was just joking when you said that. But then you said New York had the worst, and it's like, no, wait, that totally makes sense because so many people drive on New York roads.
hmm
Maybe that does have something to do with it.
I'm sure
just-
LA's
I mean-
got to be up there.
But also in the mix of the worst are Alaska and Hawaii. Which Alaska,
Well,
I guess Alaska, the cold would do a number.
Yeah, Hawaii, I'm sure.
New Jersey and Rhode
Well,
Island are also at
Hawaii,
the
it
end.
rains a lot. I'm pretty sure my family that lives in Hawaii always told me that it rains every single day in Hawaii.
Whoa.
Every
Yeah,
day?
for
That
a
makes
little
sense.
bit.
Yep. It
Yeah,
doesn't
because
have
it's
to
kind
be
of
a,
on the like, it's on that like tropical, it's on those tropical latitude lines like Florida is.
They got one
Did
of
you
them
guys
weather
know that
machines.
Did you guys know that Alaska is actually the most west state?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's farther west than Hawaii,
Dog,
which is in
You
you
see
can
the
see
Russia
Russia
in your
from
backyard.
you could see Russia from Sarah Palin's backyard.
you could
yeah.
walk to Russia if it froze.
Yeah.
That's how people got to America.
There used to be, yeah, it's called the Bering Land Bridge.
Man, that must have been some crazy times. Walking across land bridges and shit on a woolly
Well,
mammoth.
back then it was just called land.
Well,
Wasn't exactly a bridge.
It wasn't called anything back then.
they think people got here around like 80,000 years ago now. They like crossed that.
Bro, is definitely
80,000.
one of my ancestors.
Fuck.
Bro, we got here in 1492.
The Bering Land Bridge is only a theory. And apparently this migration would have taken place 20,000 years ago, according to the theory.
Yeah, so fuck
What?
you, Ethan.
No.
All of what you said was wrong.
I am like hyper positive. Maybe I am remembering something else. Oh,
You
well.
might be. Bro,
I don't know.
you know how like TV shit like cartoons or just like regular TV shows sometimes will do episodes where they take place in the past, but like all of the cast members will be there and they'll just be like versions of themselves in the past. Or it'll be like their ancestors, but like they all look like the same people. You know, like they'll do like Family Guy, but like it takes place in the 1800s, and they're all just the same characters, but now they're in the 1800s, and they're like 1800s people. Like you know that type of like story and cartoons and stuff.
Yeah.
I hope that that's how like real life is. I hope that you go back, like imagine like you go back in time to like people crossing the land bridge, and like one of the groups of people in that crossed was just us.
That wouldn't be us.
No, that's not
But
what
like
be
they
in
were
Europe.
like us.
Yeah, like that's what I was saying about like the
But you specifically said like your heritage.
no. I
So,
was
like,
just using
we
that
would
as
be
an
in
no,
Europe.
no. I was just using that as an example. It doesn't always have to be. Like
All right.
I don't want to know what my
Think-
ancestors were up to.
Dog,
But, I mean,
I'd
it can
love
also
to know
work
what
with
kind of whack
ancestors.
shit they got into. I mean,
Bro,
my
how-
ancestors were just
Enslaving
getting
people.
my
That's
ancestors were just getting busy fucked by the Germans on one side and then the Russians on the other.
damn.
Bro.
Although the other half of my family is Welsh, so I don't know what the fuck they were up to.
I don't know what's going on in my family, so I never asked.
We were
Poland,
Bro,
the
I
back
know we're
porch of Europe,
German
bro.
and English, Pierce.
That sounds right.
I'm mostly German. My ancestors were bullying Andrew's ancestors.
Fuck you.
Nice. I'm French, so I'm a
Bullying is
pussy.
like a, a light way to put it.
You're French?
Yeah.
No wonder you're gay.
We give into world wars, but if stuff's happening in our country, we'll fucking kill you for it.
Bro, you guys know about Paris syndrome?
Let them eat
What is
cake.
Paris
she
syndrome?
said.
Paris syndrome.
People get physically sick because they live in Paris.
No, that's
because
not what it
Paris
is.
is
It's
No,
not people who
because
live in
I've heard
Paris. It's people who visit
people
Paris.
who visit. Yeah, people who visit Paris. They will get physically sick because Paris is such a shit city.
Yeah, because Paris is nothing like what.
Damn, really?
What?
It looks so nice
Yeah.
in the movies.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that it looks so nice
yes,
in every
the
facet of
movies.
media.
The accurate depiction.
I see
Apparently France just smells like smoke. I don't know if that's like a joke I've just seen online,
That
but I
makes
see
sense.
that a lot. That France just smells like smoke.
smoke a
Interesting.
Yeah, smoking shitty cheese.
Check. One,
So yeah,
two,
don't
three,
don't go to
four.
Paris. Don't go to Paris. It is not.
They didn't even make French fries.
No,
No, they didn't.
they
Nah,
they
bro.
did. Did they make French bread
We
though?
had to attribute fries to them because they didn't have anything going for them. So like, we'll just slap their name on it.
We also gave him French toast.
We gave them
No.
French toast. Oh my god!
Bro, French
Gotta
toast
start
is
pulling their weight.
straight fire, bro. I don't care who the fuck made it.
Is it
But did Belgium actually make the waffles?
I think that's true. I think they did make the waffles
excellent?
and the chocolate.
I'm glad to hear that. Gives me
I'm
faith.
glad. I'm glad something makes sense in this world. Anyways, what else you guys got?
Oh,
Doug, can
Yeah,
y'all
Sam-
ever? I have an idea.
okay.
Real quick, y'all ever been to Tomcat's pawn shop here in Bloomington?
I have not.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a gander.
When
You're
you're
the
in
only
ta-
one here that's been to Tomcat's
when you
pawn
when
shop.
you're when you're in town, Jackson, we gotta go, cause one of the men that works there has the best unibrow I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
Yo,
It is a
it
full fucking Sharpie line across this dude's head. I'm telling you, it is full. It is beautiful, and he
Is he-
rocks that shit with confidence.
does it look like he like keeps it kept?
Yes.
Bro.
Yeah. It's fucking
I gotta meet this
insane.
man.
He's
Bro, he
he's not the
combs it?
coolest dude.
Greases it up a little bit.
I don't know what he does, man, but he's got the best fucking unibrow I've ever seen. You gotta go to Tomcat's pawn shop.
Bro,
On
I still
Wednesday.
remember I still remember meeting the fucking Resident Evil NPC that ran that
Yes!
Circle K.
Yes, I love that
yeah.
guy. That guy's the
That guy's
shit.
that guy scared me.
Yeah, he
I
creeped
think
me out.
me and Pierce only met him once, but at a older apartment that these boys lived at at Bloomington, we would go to Circle K for snacks, and one of the guys that worked there, that worked nights because we always went at nights because we were high, and
Jackson, come on,
he
we
would
only get high in
have
legal states.
yeah, true. He would just have the most NPC
This is Bloomington,
dialogue
Michigan.
that they've ever heard. Yeah, true.
There is a Bloomington, Illinois, and that's where we were.
Okay. Speaking of NPC behavior, you guys remember the the Uber drivers we had in Chicago?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Bro,
you think I'm
the
gonna
first
fucking
guy-
forget David?
How could I
Bro,
forget David?
David was getting a call from
From
Helga,
Helga.
and that shit almost made me lose my mind.
I wanted to know what Helga had to
So
say.
he was
Bro,
going like
I
90?
when I saw that, I looked out the window and I just focused on the outside because I didn't want to look at any of you in case you had noticed what it said too. Because then I know we would all look at it and just start like dying laughing, and I didn't want to do that because I was still like I was coming down from my high, but I was still pretty high, and so like
Yeah.
I was so terrified that I was gonna start dying laughing when I saw Helga pop up on the screen that she was calling, and he made Jackson
Yeah.
get in the front seat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
he fucking-
threw me off immediately. I mean, we were all
Yeah.
very high, and I get in the front seat, and
Yeah.
he like immediately like turns and goes, "What are you doing?" And I like have like a little heart attack, like already tweaking,
"What
and
are
then
you
he's just
doing?"
like,
Yeah, I guess he wanted me to be in the front seat because I was bigger, so it'd be like more room in the back. But he said it so like aggressively that he was like, "No, you in the front seat." I was like, "Oh, all right." And then he got a call from Helga.
Bro, and don't forget our ride home, bro.
Oh my god, what was his name?
trying
bro?
Abdul. It was Abdul.
Abdul.
Abdul, let's
He was
go.
driving like a GTA, not NPC, like a character, a player character.
Yeah,
He was terrifying.
We started
He had
out
he had way
the wrong
he was way
down
too
that
confident.
runway.
he was way too confident in his ability to drive. But I mean, we got there alive.
We did.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, we got there alive, and then we stayed in a hotel room right across from a BP, And on a on a trip to that BP when we were extremely high, we just saw a dead rat in the streets, and
We gotta talk too about your
scarred us for
ultimate
life.
betrayal. We're talking about going to
Oh
the
my
BP.
god, have we not talked about this on the podcast?
I don't think so.
I guess we haven't. Yeah. No. So, first thing about this BP is that when we all went in to grab snacks, me and Sam at least were like, all right, we're gonna get some Mountain Dew, and so we try to get there, but there's these like three kids, like mid teenage at least, who are just standing, blocking the Mountain Dew like drink cabinet thing.
Cooler.
One of them was just like sitting on a box of crates, and one was like leaning up against the snacks for some reason. And neither me nor Sam had the courage to speak up and say, "Hey, can you guys move?" So we decided, "Fuck it, we'll just get Gatorade instead." And then we walked away.
The Gatorade was a good choice, though.
It was. Kept us hydrated.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so what happened when you walked out?
Yeah. So we walked out, and I was blasted, and I had very long flowing hair at the time, and this girl who was just like sitting in her car just yelled at me, "Hey, nice hair." And I was just like, "Oh, thanks." And she's like, no, come over here. And I was like, okay. Because, of course, I thought this was, an okay thing to do. So I walk over to her, and, like, the first things that come out of her mouth are like, "Hey, man, we need help. We're stuck at this gas station, and we need to get home. And we need however much money you can for gas, because there's weird men here. And we don't want to ask them for help, I guess." And I said, "Okay, I don't have any money," because I didn't at the time. But then Ethan walks out, and I know this man always has cash, so I yell at Ethan to get over here. And he does, and he comes over. I was like, "Hey, these girls need some cash for gas." And I think he hands her like a 20.
Inebriated
And
as
she's
I
like,
am.
"No." Yeah. Ethan's generous, so I knew he would give her some. And once she got the 20, she was like, "No, we need more money than that." And did you end up giving her more? I don't
No,
remember.
I declined. I was like, sorry, that's all. Like,
It was not all, but I believe it was the right choice.
yeah.
And we got the fuck out of there.
Yep, you gave those guys a good high that night for sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
But instead of like just walking out of the situation, Min drags Ethan into it, just for him to fork over money.
Oh, wow.
In my defense, I was high, and I was like, okay, but if they're telling the truth, I'm gonna feel really bad. So it's just like, "Hey, Ethan, give him some money."
And that got to me, so I felt bad.
Bro, Jackson's a bad friend, confirmed.
That's true.
Bro, that was crazy.
Yeah, and then we saw a dead rat,
We already said that.
and I was like, "Yo, dead rat."
Bro, and then there was a dead rat.
Bro, what? There was a dead
Yep.
rat? Shit.
Have you
But
guys
then
been to New
after
York?
that, there
Yeah.
was a dead rat, and Jackson pointed at the rat.
Bro, New
Yeah.
York
Yeah, I
just
said,
has
"Yo, dead rat."
New York just has rats walking around like they
Yeah.
own the place.
Dude, I'm mad
Fucking as
because
big as your head.
I've been to New York, but I barely remember it because I was like 10.
No.
And I just remember just like being in the setting. I don't remember anything that I did or like anything that I saw. And I'm mad about it. Never take your kids anywhere when they're under the age of 10. They won't remember it.
That's not true. I remember Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I was 8. So I think it's just
Yeah,
a
but
you
that's
problem.
Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Yeah, I remember
So
amusement parks at least.
I do regret my family took me to Mexico when I was, I think, 10, and my memories of that are hazy. Also, I didn't want to do like I was afraid to do zip lining at the time, but if I went back today, I would totally do the zip lining. So it's like wait, like definitely go on vacations with your kid, but wait until they're older before you do the really cool stuff.
Dude, my sister was in dance competitions. She's like 5 years younger than or older than me. So when I was like really young, I guess she was like middle school to high school age, and like her team would always like get into like the national whatever competitions. And they were always in Orlando. So my parents would always be like, "All right, we're going to Orlando anyway. Might as well go to Disney World." And at that point in my life, I was scared as fuck for roller coasters. I could not go on them. I would fucking shit myself in the line before I went on a roller coaster. And so we would just like walk around the park and like do the fucking shitty teacup rides and none of the roller coasters. And I'm so mad that I was scared back then because those fucking coasters are awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like you were a little baby.
Dog, I went on Top Thrill Dragster for the first time when I was 8.
I was too scared to. I went to Cedar Point, I think, when I was 8.
Maybe
I was
even
too
7.
scared.
Too scared.
I was too
then.
scared to do it.
But going back when I was 12, I did it.
I've only been that one time.
Nah, I did that shit when I was 7, and I was like, that was awesome, but like I'm never doing it again because it wasn't worth it.
Would you guys go
Nah, I
back
did
up
it
if you
again.
didn't if it didn't make it over the hoop?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
They have
kind
to
of, I
send you
really
back
hope.
up.
Or would
I-
you want that?
I would want that to happen to me. Because,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been over the hoop. I want to see what it's like going backwards.
That would be crazy.
No, that's too scary, bro.
Nah, I want that shit. It's totally safe. It happens, and there's like
I know
fail-safes
it's
in place
safe.
if it does happen.
I know it's safe.
I want to
Doesn't
get
mean it's not
stuck at the
terrifying.
top though. I want to get stuck at
that'd
the
be
top.
cool.
That would
Just
not
sit
be
up
cool.
there and have,
That'd
like,
be really
400
cool.
Dude, you're at
Anything but that.
420 feet in the air.
Bro, I would be shaking.
And like
I'm
you're,
not even scared of heights.
you're a cart on
I'm
a rail.
not scared of heights, but it's like I'm in a cart on a rail.
And like and that's it. Like
Yeah,
then you
it'd be cool.
you could if you were really dedicated to it, I bet like you could jump off in that scenario.
Oh yeah, but like,
Bro,
why
imagine
would
being
it?
high.
Be afraid.
Oh my god, don't
Oh yeah,
even
being
be
high,
thinking-
being high would be scary.
I have
Here's-
been high
if we
at
were-
Cedar Point.
Here's if we were high at Cedar Point, we would step into the line and then you would just start thinking about death and then we'd have to get out of line.
True, I would.
I've ridden the Millennium Force while high, and that shit was fun.
Oh,
Yo.
that sounds bussin'.
It do.
The high would help the line.
Yes.
Standing in line for like an hour.
See,
No,
the
bro,
line
it would
was
make
the
it
more
worse 'cause
stressful
it would
part.
be-
'Cause you're surrounded by people, and it's just like,
I
oh
wouldn't
my
like
god,
the
they know
line.
I'm high. That
It would
dumb
be
thought.
it would be that, and I feel like it would last 4 times longer.
I feel like time.
You
would-
time travel when you're high,
Yeah.
bro.
I remember like the
I don't
line
know.
being
Yeah, I
whack,
time travel backwards.
but riding the ride itself was awesome.
I feel like if I went like that anticipation before a drop on a coaster, if I was high during that, I think I would pass out before we dropped.
Oh my god, for real.
Have you guys ever been on? I think the like scariest roller coaster that I've been on, and not because it's like too tall or anything, but it's the Wicked Twister at Kings Island. It's the one
Yeah.
where people are loaded on both
Bitch,
sides.
what?
And if you go, the
Wait.
reason it's spooky is if you start on the back. So like, it'll start as the front once
Wait,
you
Yeah.
go up
what
and drive
ride
forward.
is this?
It's the
Wicked
it's the
Twister-
one
it's
that's right
not
by
there
the
anymore.
front
Okay.
entrance.
It's
not
It's
there
gone.
Yeah, Wicked Twister. It wasn't by the front entrance. It was over by one of the hotels, or one of
It
of
was by the
hotels on
bank.
the east side.
It was by the bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was on the east side of the island. It's not there
I'm
anymore.
seeing
But like when you go up, if you started,
Oh, never mind. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
this was at
was
Cedar Point.
Yeah,
oh no, sorry, not the Wicked Twister, the one at Kings Island where
In
Uh,
Vertigo?
the Windseeker.
no the Twister.
Wind.
the one that
Windseeker?
goes backwards and forwards. That one getting loaded into that one and then being like taken up the first hill.
Oh,
Where
yeah,
Are you
just
talking the one that
Face-Off.
goes up like that and then
It's called
drops
Face-Off. It's
face
now
off?
called
Yeah,
Invertigo.
face off? That's
Oh,
the one.
Face
I have
Off.
been on that one.
Yeah.
Face Off's fun.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
I
love
love
that
Face
It's
one.
just like a
Or
base.
it's called the
basic,
Vertigo.
Like,
It's called the Vertigo.
yeah, it's
Yes.
the one at the
Yes.
entrance with the lift hills like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
terrifying getting loaded up
No.
onto that one only because there's a point where the only thing saving you is like the rest that clamps down. You are fully leaned up against that with all your body weight. Like,
Yes,
you
yes,
just
yes,
gotta hope
yes.
that shit. I mean, it won't
Yeah,
come
yeah,
undone. But like in my head, I'm like,
specifically-
this could come undone.
It's specifically when because you're facing, like it's you two, and then you're facing two other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
It's
scary
great. I love
the
it.
scary one is when you're going back up and you're the person that's hanging down.
Right. Yeah.
When you're the person that's looking up, like as you're going up the hill, it's not bad. It's when you're hanging
it's,
down.
it's when you're hanging down because you're just relying on that harness. And if you're on the front too, there's no person in front of you. You're just looking straight down.
That's
It's
true.
very,
Yeah, it
I
is
think-
scary.
I think-
intimidating.
The scariest ride I've ever been on is the Windseeker, and I wouldn't even call it that scary. It was just
Oh,
the most
I won't
uncomfy.
ride it.
I won't either.
I
Oh, it's
refuse to
a
ride
good
it.
one. I like
No.
it. It's a
I
good one,
refuse
but it
to
is
ride it,
unsettling.
bro.
For people who don't know what the Windseeker is, it's pretty much like at a carnival where you have those like seats that get spun around and so they kind of fan out. It's that, except it raises you about 200 feet in the
Fuck
air.
that.
Oh no, it's 300 feet.
Yeah, it's like something ridiculous.
It's high. It's very high up.
Yeah.
Fuck
Dude, you
no.
guys ever heard of coastergallery.com?
No.
It was
is
this
it?
old website I used to go on when I was like 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that, and it just has pictures of like roller coasters from every amusement park in the country. And I was obsessed with roller coasters for a little bit, so I played Thrillville a lot.
Bro, I fucking love Thrillville. I have
Oh,
Thrillville
that's
off
the
the
shit.
rails.
Off the rails
Yeah.
is the best.
That was the best one I had on
I just
Wii.
I just
PS2.
rebought it for my Wii like a few months ago.
Yeah, that's the shit. So do we want to get into to albums before we end? Because I'm at 75 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at like an hour 15. It doesn't matter how, we can go for however long we need to.
Yeah. All right. I just didn't know if you're trying to keep it to a clean hour and a half.
No, we don't typically. I think the last one was like an hour, almost like an hour 38 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
if
can
you
talk about
you want to do albums, like favorite ones from like just like what we want to recommend one from this year. We
We can do a couple at least.
couple.
I've got 3.
Yeah, I couldn't do just one.
I got you. I'm gonna go last. I gotta remember what came out this
I
year.
gotta go second to last.
Yeah, I'm in the same. Fuck.
All right. I
Third to
guess
last.
I can start off because
Yeah, you
I've
go,
got
'cause I
3
can-
already picked out. Because I'm a tweaker.
Yeah.
So let's see. So none of these things are full-length albums.
Mhm.
They're all a manner of things. So first off, I would say my favorite thing that's come out first half of 2022 is a local hardcore band called Inner Peace. It's made up of members of the Resource Network and Big Hog and I think Pat and the Pissers maybe, and yeah, Pat and the Pissers. I don't fucking know who's in it. But this vocalist is this rapper named Draco McCoy from around here, and he's really interesting because he writes with like rap flow over like the most blistering hardcore I've heard in a while. So if that sounds of interest to you, their tape just dropped like a couple weeks ago. The next one I have that one's called Inner Peace. The next one I have isn't technically out yet because it is my older brother's band, and he has sent me the masters for their split with a band called Native World. So it's 3 songs each band, Sick Boy Method and Native World. And it's like instrumental math rock, and it's really fucking good. And then last up, we have one of my favorite bands of all time, Ceremony. They put out a single called Vanity Spawned by Fear, with the B-side is California Poppy, and they were a power violence band, and now they're like a new wave indie rock band that uses synthesizers, and there's a saxophone solo. So ceremony.
Fuck yeah.
Sick. I can go next. Yes. Yeah, I just got two. First is Omnium Gatherum by King Gibbs.
Yo.
I'll second that one.
Shit is a great album.
I thought you'd.
I cannot wait for the what other three albums this year that they're gonna drop.
Bro, the Giz never sleeps.
For real.
Yeah,
Giz
it's
never
a
sleeps.
it's a great mix mash of like the other types of music that they've done over the past couple of years. There's like some metal, some like hard rap, and then just straight fucking riffing for 18 minutes on Dripping Tap, which is a fucking sick song, and I love it.
Wait, how long is it?
18.
Yeah,
18
first
minutes?
song.
Hell yeah.
First song is 18 minutes, and it just keeps going, and I love every minute of it.
I played it on the
Hell yeah.
jukebox when we went bowling last time we were down there.
And then that meme. Oh, man.
Yeah. And then second, I guess technically came out last year, but it's the Inside Deluxe version.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the deluxe
Bo
version
Burnham-
came out this year, right?
Yeah,
With like all the B-sides and stuff, right?
yeah. He put like I think like 30 or so more minutes of
Oh shit, that's
comedy
cool.
music, and then just like all of the instrumentals that he made for background music during the special.
Oh, that's
So-
really cool.
Yeah, pretty sick. In my opinion, I think the new stuff that he put out on the deluxe is funnier than like the original. But I think that was on purpose, since I think the original is a lot more depressing. Like supposed to be depressing, and I still dig it. So
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
that's it from me.
For me, I also have to agree with Omnium Gatherum. It is a great album. What else would I say? I don't know. I've just been kind of like chilling this year. Visions, from Red Vox, and then they have Afterthoughts coming out later this year. So that'll be cool. I don't know. I've just been kind of like chilling with music, just like kind of listening to whatever's in the playlist. I'm just kind of vibing to it. I listen to new stuff every now and then, but there hasn't been a lot of like new stuff really on my radar. The Post album was alright. Wasn't after, listening to it for a while, it's not anything crazy. Like, it's fine.
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Oh
That's
yeah.
on my list.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That's
Yeah,
not a
bye.
good thing that we forgot about that.
And then
Yeah,
also
that one,
Pusha
Everyone
T,
knows
it's
about
almost dry.
you know,
Wait, who is that?
It's-
Who's that last album?
it's Kendrick's
Kendrick Lamar.
project from 2022.
That's right.
Pretty universally admired.
I hate it.
For me, Father John Misty came out with a record this year after quite a bit of silence. Chloe in the Next 20th Century. I didn't
Yeah,
love
I
it
saw
at
that.
first. I think this is the album of his that took me the longest to really come around to. But with the new style, it's it's still folky, but also a lot of jazz influence mixed with Josh Tillman's excellent lyricism. It's a great project. Pups, The Unraveling of Pup the Band album. This year I've really enjoyed. If you want like some pop punk, but maybe something a little louder, a little more abrasive than your most mainstream pop punk, I would totally recommend that album. And then lastly, I'll go with Once Twice Melody from Beach House. If you enjoy spacey pop beach house sounds, it's a great album from Beach House. Came out this year.
Hell yeah.
Ethan, what you got going on?
I also I second that pop record.
I was saying Pusha T, it's almost dry.
Oh,
That's
that was. Mhm.
been on my radar. And then Jack White he's released one album this year, and he's supposed to be releasing another as well. The first one, Fear of
Oh
Dawn,
shit.
I didn't know
pretty
that.
good, and the second one, it's called Entering the Something. I forget.
Jack White is a W. He's a
Yep.
walking W.
Big Dub.
Um, I haven't listened to it yet, but I'll probably add Logic's new album, Vinyl Days, to the list. Just because I love Logic when he's, you know, good. And it's been getting very positive reception on Twitter. So I gotta check it out real soon.
Oh, well, that's good. Um, any last thoughts from anyone?
I know you
No.
mentioned 12 Carat Toothache, Post Malone's new record. And I'm a massive, sorry, cat stuff. I'm a massive Post fan, and I have been listening to that album nonstop. Although I don't love it as much as Hollywood's Bleeding or Beer Bongs and Bentleys. You know, it's Post Malone.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
It sure is.
So, uh, Andy, you have anything you want to shout out?
I want to shout out Inner Peace again. I want to shout out Sick Boy Method. I want to shout out Doppler Radar in the local news. And I want to shout out Race Band and the best band from Bloomington.
Beautiful.
Okay.
And I also want to say yellow mustard on pizza rolls is the shit.
Uh,
Hell yeah.
I don't.
And
all right.
thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
course.
It's been a
Mhm.
pleasure. And don't
Hell
forget, guys, next week I have a very important announcement. I just wanted to remind
That's
you.
right.
Very
Didn't get
important.
didn't get
I'm
to
really
it this time,
excited.
but
I'm really excited to show you guys this announcement.
Gotcha.
It's
I can't
hell
wait.
yeah.
it's something I've been kind of like. I've been excited to talk about this. So next week, don't forget.
How much can you talk about it right now?
I'll
Because
nothing
I'm
right
here.
now.
It's a special time. It's a
I-
special time though.
I can't right now. Uh,
There's no
you'll
time
just
like
have
the
to-
present, my guy.
you'll just have to see next week. So thank you
Same
guys.
same bat time, same bat channel.
Thank you guys so much
Hell
for
yeah.
watching. Jackson and listening, because you got to listen. And to commemorate how special this episode is, Jackson will end it with a big fart. And
I
it's
already did one fart. You're not getting another.